Woohoo!
I'm so excited. So the interesting thing about domestic horses versus Mustangs is that this whole drawing game that you play with a lot of them, really any horse, domestics will make an actual game out of it. I've always had a domestic horse kind of see how far they can push the situation and then play a game of keep away with a person. And a Mustang never does that. It's just interesting. I mean, I don't know if it's something that they learn because they, have at least seen humans through some of their life, or if it's just something about the breeding, or I don't know what it is, but pretty consistently I'll have a domestic horse make a game out of it. So you have to be careful about not putting too much pressure on in the beginning, but then being able to amp up the amount of pressure that you have on them in the end so that you can actually get them to, oh, okay, yeah, I really am going to get caught. No, she's not just going to, make it easy on me. Okay, so what I can tell you from this already, see, the only way that she's confident about handling this flag is when I'm directly in front of her. That's really common with a lot of Clinton Anderson style training, where they always teach them to square up and face you dead on. And it's good initially because you can usually get the horse caught a little bit easier. They look at you more consistently, but the problem with this right here is that she cannot mentally handle me on one side. That's why she's not okay with this flag coming over here on her right eye. And if I switch, same issue. But if I go directly in front of her, see, she can stand there and tolerate all that without shivering and freaking out.
Yeah, that's my fault. I did that.
Okay, and it's totally fine. I mean, that's all anything in life is learning curves. I mean, you're never going to be perfect at anything. And I've done this with, I don't know, at least 50 horses, because I didn't know how to do anything else. But it's not impossible to help them with that. But part of it is just learning what you're actually dealing with. So see, her solution right here is to either square up with me, or when I actually get committed on the one eye, she wants to just take off and not handle it. See, she's being really stoic, and then she's just kind of exploding out of it. So all I'm going to do is try to be really consistent for her while still making her deal with it. But I'm not going to get really aggressive about it. I'm just going to keep making the flag make this big scary noise that she doesn't want to deal with while keeping her from squaring up with me. And the biggest thing is that you can't pussyfoot with her.
No.
She's, you know, I'm not saying that you want to get really dangerous and bold with, you know, something you're not confident about. But right now, all she knows is she needs to be scared of everything, and that's how she's planning to handle life and everything that we throw at her. So you have to be really consistent about not letting that be her solution. Like, if she gets big and scary, that's not the answer. We're going to calm down. So I'm going to try to kind of not baby her, but help her through some of these fears. And see, like, right in here, she doesn't know how to deal with this. So she's trying to kind of crowd in on me every, I don't know, half circle or so. And what I want to be able to do, I want to be able to keep her close enough I can keep petting her and building her confidence, but I don't want her to be so close that if she really boogers and tries to cow kick at this flag or at me, she can get me. See, right there, she's a little too close, so I'll push her back out. But it's her way of handling it, because she's like blocking her eyeball, throwing her head out and getting her body closer to me where she doesn't have to deal with it. So we're looking for a sweet spot in here. The really nice thing about this flag is that it's an obnoxious color, and it makes a loud noise, and it makes a lot of movement, but it doesn't hurt. I mean, it's like beating somebody with a sock. She's fine. And that's good just in and of itself, because she's having to put up with something that she's telling me she's really scared of. And I'm just being very firm about, no, it's not scary, you're okay. And so she's having to, yeah, see, mentally cope with all that. This is all good though, that she hasn't gotten, if she just wants to spook and take off, or if she just wants to, I prefer all of that as opposed to striking and kicking and being really nasty about it. I just wanted to move her shoulder out. And she had to leave after she moved her feet. So that's the other thing that I'm picking up on. She can either lock her feet up and deal with everything, or she has to be running away. So we're going to be working on getting on one eye at a time and making her deal with that. And a big part of it is going to be able to be back here, because this is where I'm going to be as a rider. And see how her head comes up and she's like, whoa, boy. So we're going to work a little bit on that. That'll be a lot more of the sacking out, and I won't do that so much just yet. I just want to get control of her feet first. See if she wanted to square up. And I said, no, thank you for trying, but that's not what I'm looking for. And see, I was pretty firm about that. I was really slapping her shoulder, and she was just like, okay, I'll just step out. So these are already major improvements in her attitude. But anyway, like I was starting to say, we want to find this happy balance between, you know, you can just step out and be calm and quiet and soft. We're looking for her to move her feet a lot more like how Pistol does. That's what we're looking for. And she's not trying to be a bad horse by being snorty and everything. It's just that's something that she's figured out, and it's something that's kind of worked for her, so it's what she's going to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to pick on her for figuring something out. I'm just going to change the standards.